So my friends from the Unsubscribed podcast put out a video called The ATF Might Be Evolving. So the ATF is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, explosive, a law enforcement agency within the U.S. Department of Justice. Its mission to protect communities from violent crime, criminal organizations, and illegal activities involving alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives. So to keep you up to date, apparently it is evolving, and it is not a good thing. I understand that, I'm going to be real. I mean, there's a lot of acronyms, there's a lot of scary words in this world, but hopefully I can break it down for you guys, and let's see what's going on, and hopefully I can shed some light on this situation and give it the attention it deserves, because they've requested people to look into this issue, and I would love to help. So let's see what's going on here.
What is up, guys? Some big news just landed, and I thought it was important enough that it needed its own video. Also, as you can tell, the gun wall is going up. I just need to populate it with, the guns.
That's so sick.
Here-ish, I think, too.
That is so sick.
But that's not why we're making
this video. Get the man.
There's a major development that just came down from the White House and the DOJ, and I need to mobilize you guys and get your help in making sure the administration knows where gun owners stand on this. But just jumping right into it, there has been an official proposition to disband the ATF by merging it with the DEA.
Okay, now the boos are picking up again, as you can imagine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's that's not good. Also, thanks to Gun Owners of America for once again bringing this to my attention so that I can let you guys know about it. So they put up the official proposition. They say to most successfully, effectively, and efficiently continue to fight to eradicate designated cartel FTOs and seek to eliminate violent crime, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives will be incorporated into DEA, addressing both drug and gun crimes. This would be a transition in the fiscal year of 2026. I'll be fucking honest with you, this one wasn't even on my radar. I mentioned in a previous video, ATF and FBI and what that would look like. DEA
I haven't heard of
is a bit of a wild card. No, look, don't get me wrong. I am all down for taking
I am chronically online on Twitter, and this completely flew underneath my radar. I had no idea this was going on.
ATF agents off the task of harassing.
How does that even work? Well, I guess we're about to find out, huh?
American gun owners who just want to exercise their Second Amendment rights and turning them toward real criminals like the cartels operating at our southern border. And I do think that with the proper people in charge, that would be exactly what would happen for a while. What fucking terrifies me is if we have the wrong person at the helm. And believe me, next time we have a Democrat president in office, there will be. Because now with this merger, instead of ATF agents going after the DEA kind of stuff.
And I'll be real, guys, and let's just be 100%. If Canada actually does become the 51st state of America, we are never having a Republican president ever again. Let's be real. Canada is so blue, we will never, ever get another Republican president.
Stuff and, attacking the cartels and such. You have a supercharged ATF with all of the resources of the DEA behind it. And that is not good. As GOA lays it out, 3 times the ATF budget, 4 times the ATF tactical units, 10,000 new employees, and reduced oversight and accountability. Because it's not just the ATF becoming the DEA, it's also kind of the DEA becoming the ATF. And if that sentence alone didn't just tighten your sphincter, you probably haven't done a lot of reading. Luis Valdez also weighs in here. As a former cop, no, this is 100% not a good thing. No offense to my brothers and sisters in blue, but the way our civil rights have been crushed via the war on drugs, I do not want to see the Second Amendment treated the same way. Merging DEA and ATF is not abolishing the ATF, which I think he brings up a great point, bringing the war on drugs into that. Although, counterpoint, if the ATF's war on machine guns goes about as well as the DEA's war on drugs, there might be more machine guns in this country than ever before. There might be machine guns fucking everywhere in a couple years. Mr. Guns and Gear says, yeah, no thank you. I do not want to see the assets of the war on drugs being oriented at the Second Amendment. Which, again, I couldn't agree with these takes more. What sounds like a good idea under a more pro-gun administration feels like it's going to be the ultimate monkey's paw a couple years down the road when the people who fucking hate guns and hate you for owning guns get in charge of that budget. Now, a lot of the sources being tossed around are saying, White House says...
I've lived in areas where places were pro-guns versus anti-guns, and I've made this analogy before. You can always, obviously, there's going to be another controversial topic, whether you're for or against guns. I just feel more comfortable when I live in a place where everybody has a gun versus where only the bad guys who sneak in guns and they know everybody else is unarmed. So personally, I'm more pro-gun. That's why I'm in Texas. I lived in Canada, and knowing that if one person has a gun, nobody else is going to have a gun, it's a little bit, it's worrisome for me. So I like knowing that I have the ability. I'm obviously a gun owner as well. I like knowing that I have the ability to defend myself and that nobody's going to have a leg up on me in any serious situation I find myself in.
This White House says this as if it's like Trump himself is saying, you know, go do this. From what I'm told, the person actually behind this seems to be Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Another not so stellar plan coming from Pam Bondi's DOJ. But right now, the DOJ seems to be testing the waters to see the gun community's reaction to this. And I'll get into that a little bit later. Fucking trust me, I will get into that. I'm gonna have like a fucking intervention here in a minute. But for now, let's just go with this. Do however you can, please help get the word out that gun owners in the gun community do not want the ATF to get merged into the DEA. Whether you're sharing this video or one like it, or getting vocal on X, seriously, a lot of people in the administration and in politics in general do pay attention to X. But whatever it is, just make sure that your voice is heard. We just saw this with suppressors in the HPA. It does matter.
The problem is when people use X as their only source of politics and they take everything at face value and they don't do any research. I actually think X is like all right to like get informed on or like get ideas from, but then obviously anything you hear of is obviously someone's perspective, right? Elon Musk isn't gonna give you the whole truth. Donald Trump isn't gonna give you the whole truth. Louder with Crowder isn't gonna give you the whole truth. Hassan's not gonna give you the whole truth. Destiny's not gonna give you the whole truth, right? So when you hear these things that streamers are saying, don't mindlessly just hear it. Like look into it, get informed for yourself, and that way you don't get brainwashed by anyone's specific point of view or perspective.
Now, that was part one of this video. This next part, I'm gonna ask you to stick with me. Because once I make sure my employees get fed real quick, we need to have an intervention with the gun community. Now, when I'm here at my desk browsing online, I tend to like to do it with a little bit of protection nearby. There are certain threats that aren't physical, and this wouldn't really help with, like data brokers, for example. Well, I guess technically. Never mind. Yeah, there is an entire industry devoted to finding your data and selling it, leading to doxing, harassment, spam calls, you name it. That is where Delete Me comes in. Delete Me scours these lists and looks for your personal data, submits professional opt-out requests on your behalf, and removes your private information.
Okay, so I have not used this. I know this is an ad, but I'm just gonna be legitimate here for a second. I have used services like this before. I was a guy where I would get spam called non-fucking stop because all of my info was online and many different advertising agencies somehow pulled this up and used it to send their fucking callers towards me. I used a site like this like 2 years ago, and since then, and I have a reoccurring subscription, since then, I've never gotten a spam call again, which is fucking awesome.
So if you want to help keep your personal information off the internet and out of the hands of data brokers, check out Delete Me. And right now you can get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/Herrera.
Wow.
Or use promo code Herrera at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com.
I'm gonna use it twice.
Code Herrera. Thank you to Delete Me for sponsoring.
That's so
and again,
cool.
big thanks to SDI for helping us keep the lights on. If you're looking to get your start in gunsmithing and just have no idea where to start, consider checking them out down in the links down in the description.
Wow,
and within comment SDI.edu.
Very cool.
All right, here it goes. So I think that there's something a lot bigger that's at play here. And honestly, it's kind of been weighing heavy on my heart lately, just being perfectly honest with you guys. So even though I can already see it coming, I know a lot of people are going to talk shit about me because of this next bit, but fuck it, I feel like I kind of just have an obligation to talk about it. Gun owners, learn to take a win. I've touched on this briefly in previous videos, but it's been...
Oh, by the way, in case you guys don't know who the Brandon Herrera is, he actually invented a gun. It's called the AK-50. It's an AK that shoots out 50 cal bullets. Yeah, it's fucking insane. So this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about when he talks about guns.
Like, it's really coming to a head right now. I've heard from multiple people that I trust on Capitol Hill right now that there is a growing frustration from the powers that be with the 2A crowd. Because no matter what they try to do with stuff like the ATF, there's always this feeling.
Oh, and by the way, when you hear that, you know, he's also a war veteran, so, you know, thank you, Brandon, for your service. I appreciate all vets. You think this guy, you hear that he's invented the gun, you'd assume that he's old as fuck. This guy's like 29 years old. Like, he is young.
Of it's not good enough. So they're getting tired of fucking trying. Like, word breaks that Cash said he's gonna slash 1/3 of all ATF agents. Fuck you, it should be 100%. The big beautiful bill that cleared the House now includes the Hearing Protection Act and takes suppressors off the NFA. Fuck you, we should repeal the entire NFA. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
God, I am fucking begging
People need to learn how to
on
win.
handed knee to just say thank you when somebody gives you more of what you want.
Yep.
Now, this is why Democrats have been kicking our ass, frankly.
It's like when somebody buys you an ice cream cone and you're pissed off because it wasn't a triple scoop, it was only a double scoop. It's like, bro, just understand that you still got your ice cream.
When it comes to gun rights for the last 100 years, because they do it one
What's the ATF? And this is why I'm glad I explained it. It's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, the control of them.
little bite at a time, and they celebrate their wins, regroup, and go right back to pushing forward to what they really want. That strategy has gotten them the NFA, the GCA, the Brady Bill, and a million other tiny little regulations that just death by a million pinpricks have been fucking over the gun community. Yes, I want the ATF gone. Yes, I want the NFA gone. Those are all things I'm actively pushing for. But I swear to fuck, if anybody embodies the expression of letting perfect be the enemy of good, it's been that vocal sector of the gun community lately.
That's a
Some
great
people
saying,
have their
actually. I
head
might take
buried
that.
so far up their ass that if a bill doesn't perfectly contain every little thing they've ever wanted, they call you a bootlicker and then they shit in your Cheerios.
Yep.
Here's a little practical civics lesson for you. Now, there are like a handful of politicians in DC that I trust to actually do the right thing just because it's the right thing, right? Do you know what all the other ones are motivated by? Money.
Money.
And political capital. Now, if a politician decides, maybe I'm going to spend some of my precious political capital to go out on a limb and put some pro-gun provisions into this bill, whatever that bill may be. They stick their neck out on the line trying to appease gun owners, and we act like ungrateful fucking brats. Do you think they're going to be in a big hurry to do that again? That's like a story I remember Cody telling me when he was in New Orleans.
God, he's so hot. I mean, dude, I will never stop saying how fucking hot Cody is. Like, Jesus Christ, man. If you were to see this guy in real life, you would lose your fucking mind. Jesus. Dude is a fox.
Him and his son John, try to do a good thing. They go out and buy some pizzas for homeless people that are there on the street. He tells John to go hand this pizza over to this homeless guy. And instead of being grateful, the guy's probably hungry, fucking free pizza. He turns to John, who's maybe not even a teenager yet at this point. He said, "Where's my drink?" That's the sort of attitude that the gun community can't afford to have. Well, I shouldn't have to be grateful to them for following the Constitution. Sure,
That's
I
insane.
I agree with you in theory, but that sort of spit-in-your-face attitude is why we have so many politicians in this country who fucking don't. So when Chip Roy,
I would have thrown the pizza on the ground and stomped on it. Ungrateful little bitch. I remember, bro. That's like when I went to this Indian restaurant. I tipped this bitch $30 on a $100 bill, and she looks at me and says, "That's it." Bro, I just gave you 30%, and you're gonna tell me that's it? Holy shit. These people are so damn ungrateful.
Andrew Clyde and representatives like that who dug their heels in to fight for us to get suppressor deregulation, instead of saying, well, the Short Act wasn't on it, so you guys failed. You're all the same. I hope you get hit by a bus, traitor. We say, thank you. Fuck.
Yep.
Man, I'm really glad I got that off my chest. I felt good. I guess the reason I get so upset about it and that I feel like it's so important to talk about is that we just have such a cool opportunity right now, and I don't want to fuck it up.
Yep.
We have one of the best opportunities I've seen in decades to put the smack down on the ATF, to get suppressors off the NFA, nationwide reciprocity, getting nonviolent felons their gun rights back. There are so many irons in the fire of just good shit that's happening right now. I feel like we can't afford to fuck up this momentum and let perfect be the enemy of good. Because that's what gives us the leverage to be able to ask the administration not to do stuff like this. Because when we act like black pill doomers all the time, we lose our political capital. And we need every fucking ounce of that we can get if we're gonna make the change we want. So, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I don't know, guys, feel free to tell me I'm off base with this, but to me, with my knowledge of just what's happening in the political situation in Washington, this just seems like a no-brainer to me. And please, like I said, get vocal about how much the gun community does not want the ATF to merge with DEA.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. This React of mine was really fucking shitty, but I really like Brandon. The Unsubscribed podcast guys are obviously asking for people to help spread the message. I really can't provide any input that Brandon himself can't provide. He's much smarter than me. when it comes to these things. But if this is an issue that you care about, feel free to support their cause. I'm just here to help my friends out and hopefully spread the message. Because like I'll be real, I'm horrifically uninformed when it comes to all this. But I just wanted to help out the unsubscribed podcast guys because I care about them a lot. And yeah, I'm just here to spread the message, help them out, and hopefully get the change they need, which I think is good. Cool.